Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Lichdom. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this solo and competitive role-playing game, where you undertake a journey to transform yourself into a lich, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to continue with the meaning of the cards, and we are going to take a look at the different modes of play. But before that, I would like to talk about this channel's sponsor, Heroes and Hardships. This is a universal RPG system, allowing you to play any sort of genre, any sort of story, any sort of adventure. You can create any sort of character imaginable. You have hundreds of tools to accomplish that. I'm going to put a few links in the description that will take you to the Kickstarter that is about to begin this October 4th. You will find links to the website as well, the Tetsubo section of the website. This is an upcoming setting inspired by Japan's Sengoku era. You are also going to find links to the Discord, to my reviews of the Quickstart guide and the Wallace campaign setting, based on the life and exploits of William Wallace, as well as my ongoing review of the core rulebook in its early access version, so please check it out. Now let's continue. We start with adversity events. These would be cards numbered 7 to 9. Significant challenges in the life of your sorcerer, such as navigating a complicated political landscape or surviving a duel against another sorcerer. These are represented by the adversity event cards. You roll 2d6 against the adversity difficulty to resolve the challenge and add bonuses and penalties as applicable. Then you discard the card. The adversity difficulty is equal to the number on the card. You succeed if you roll a result equal or above the adversity difficulty. Increase your resolve by 1, keeping in mind that your maximum resolve is 4 and limited by your doom on a 1-to-1 basis. You fail if you roll a result below the adversity difficulty. Decrease your resolve by 1 in this case. If you reach 0 resolve, you lose the game. Remember that you can use corrupting powers to repeat the roll of an adversity challenge, with the same bonuses and penalties as the first roll, but this increases your doom by 1, hence reducing your maximum resolve for the rest of the game. Next we have plots and curses, cards numbered 10. Mundane plots and arcane curses work against you, such as a conspiracy to end your life, or enemy petitions to responsive gods to halt your progress and thwart your ambitions. Keep the card visible on the table. The next time you have to roll a challenge of the same nature, apply a penalty of -2 and discard the card. The penalties of several plot or curse cards are cumulative over the next challenge. Then we have companions, represented by jack cards. Mundane and arcane allies in your story, such as the spirit of the first wizard to walk this world or an assassin that seeks favor with an elder god. Keep the card with you while your companion is alive, providing a bonus to challenges of the same nature. You can also sacrifice a companion for one of the following effects, then discard the card. These effects are: prevent a catastrophe, provide a bonus of +1d6 to a challenge, and this will effectively sacrifice your companion, so you need to be careful. Then we have influence, represented by queen cards. Influence over the mundane or the arcane that provides a critical but fleeting help in the form of things such as favors owed by powerful mortals or forgotten rituals of power that can only be uttered once. You keep the card with you and sacrifice it for one of the following effects, then you discard the card. The effects are: provide a bonus of +2d6 to an adversity challenge of the same nature, or provide a bonus of +1d6 to an adversity challenge of the other nature, or pay the cost of scheming or scrying. Next we have catastrophes, represented by king cards. The impending doom in your story. It can represent many different things, such as personal failure, unavoidable traps by bitter enemies, or general strife in the world. When you draw a catastrophe, you immediately gain 1 doom, and reduce 1 resolve unless you sacrifice a companion, which suffers the horrible consequences of the catastrophe instead. Shuffle the catastrophe card back into the deck after resolving its effects. If you draw 2 arcane calamities in consecutive turns, you bring the end of times to your world and lose the game. Now let's talk about the different modes of play. You have challenge mode. This is the standard way of playing the game with the rules as presented. Then you have story mode. If you would rather focus on the story, ignore the challenges and use all cards as narrative events. The rules of resolve don't apply to this mode of play, but if you reach 4 doom, increased by the catastrophe cards, you lose the game. You still need to roll for the Lichdom ritual, so this is basically easy mode in my opinion. Then you have Nemesis mode. This is the competitive mode. Play against a friend. Each player is one of 2 sorcerers trying to achieve immortality, but their ambition without limits and self-centered personalities take their rivalry to untold hate. You use the following modifications to the rules. Each turn, both players draw a card from the same deck and resolve their event independently, unless the other player intrudes. When it comes to intrusions, you can intrude into the story of the other player by spending influence, which provides a penalty of -2d6 or -1d6 to your Nemesis adversity challenge. You also have Sorcerer's Duels. Plot and Curse cards do not apply as penalties. Instead, you can keep them and use them to force a duel for control of a truth by discarding the card and increasing your own doom by 1. Both players roll 2d6 and apply modifiers. The winner takes the truth and the loser increases their own doom by 1. When it comes to resolution order, actions declared during the same turn, especially if they are taken in response to the other sorcerer's actions, are resolved in inverse order. That is, the last declared action happens first. Try to narratively connect the events as you play, even if they are not mechanically interconnected by the rules with intrusions and sorcerer's duels. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about Perilous Lands. This is all about the setting of your solo or competitive adventure. As you can see, the cards shape the story while at the same time it turns into a push your luck sort of situation. Even if you are playing by yourself, you need to think about when you are going to sacrifice your allies or companions, when it's profitable to do so, and it reflects on the dark nature of your power-hungry sorcerer. Now, when it comes to the competitive mode, this is also about considering your own doom. How far are you willing to go to try to sabotage the career of the other player, while at the same time risking your own perdition? Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.